currently walking in Beatrice, Nebraska. Don't ask me what I'm doing out here. One thing led next to another, and next thing you know, I'm in Beatrice, Nebraska. I'm going to tell you about a story that I remember watching as a kid on Unsolved Mysteries, and it occurs right here. This is a pretty interesting story. Before I begin the story, if you want to watch the original story told by the legendary Robert Stack, I'll put that in the description box below. So without further ado, I'm just going to tell you a quick condensed story of why I'm here and why I think this story is absolutely fascinating. Beatrice, population about 12,000, give or take. I think we're about an hour south of Lincoln. Now, back in 1950, I'm sure the population was even less. And right in front of you there, that's the Westside Baptist Church. So as the story goes, told by Unsolved Mysteries, this church right here had a choir director. Her name was Martha Paul, and I guess she was very strict about choir and choir practice. She had a rule, if you didn't show up on time for rehearsal, you didn't get to sing in the Sunday's church program. And I guess back in 1950 here in Beatrice, don't really have much to do, so I guess singing in the choir is an honor and a privilege. So oftentimes people, when they showed up for practice, they were on time. Now you'd have some, what did they call them back in the days? Squally-gaggers or squally-laggers or something like that. Messing up the word, but you know what I'm saying. So you'll have some people who, you know, they might come in a little late or what have you, but people normally showed up on time. But for some unknown reason, this particular day would be like no other day that either anybody at that church would ever experience. So February 22nd, 1950, you had practice, and of course, everybody is there on time. She wants you to be there. She'd like you to be there at 7:15, no later than 7:25. If you're not there by 7:25, you might as well turn around and go home. So everyone shows up, and they have their practice. So the following week, I think it's now March 1st, 1950, gotta be here 7:25 sharp, kids. You gotta be here 7:25 sharp. Now, like I said, Martha Paul, she didn't play. She had been the choir director for about 30 years at this point. So, March 1st, 1950, at that church right there, this parking lot, there should be at least 4 or 5 cars. Beatrice is not a big town, so maybe people that live in the area, they will just like walk to this location. But on that day, it was very, very cold. I mean, we're talking about wintertime in Nebraska. It's probably 15, 20 degrees. Maybe 25, but it's really cold that day, so I'm thinking it's got to be in the teens. So in the reenactment, they just start showing like all the different people that were supposed to be. There were supposed to be 12 people by 7:30 p.m. on March 1st, 1950. And they start showing the reenactment of everybody who just couldn't make it on time. They couldn't make it on time for some unknown reason. You had one guy who, his daughter had soiled her dress, so they had to wash it and iron it, so they were going to be late dealing with that. You had another girl, she's about 16 years old. She was listening to a radio program, and she didn't want to go to the practice. Maybe she just wanted to be late, whatever. So she's listening to this radio program, and you got a woman that she's just, I guess she just said in the episode, she's just plain lazy. Her name was Joyce Larimore. So you had at least 12 different stories of people that would normally be there on time at that church, 7:30 p.m., be there, preferably 7:25, March 1st, 1950. And for some unknown reason in the episode, 12 different people just couldn't get there on time. One guy, his car was acting up. This other one, it was just a bunch of different reasons. But here's where this story turns into something very strange, but also quite likely a divine interaction that saved everyone's lives on that evening. So now you got 12 different people that are late coming to church choir practice, right? So nobody's here. About 7:30, nobody's here. This place is empty. And Joyce in the episode, she was just tired. She didn't want to get out. It was cold. So Joyce lived in one of these homes. It was either down LaSalle Street right here. It could have been down this street right here, or maybe in a house over there. Not sure. She lived in one of these homes. So she says that when she steps out of her home, she could see the church right here. And she's getting her coat together and she comes out and she sees this church just explode. In the episode, it just boom. The blast was so powerful that it knocked out some of the power in the homes, and a lot of the windows rattled, some broke, lights were going on and off. This was a powerful explosion. Now, 7:30, Beatrice, Nebraska, not much is going on, probably not much traffic. So now you're getting a bunch of looky-loos coming out here. What the heck happened? Yada, yada, yada. So you got church members coming to this location, and they're thinking, oh my God, the congregation inside, they're all dead. I mean, this place was blown to smithereens. So they all start arriving here, one by one, just start arriving here. And then they start like checking with each other. Oh my God, where's Bob? Where's Joyce? Where's Martha? Yada, yada, yada. And they're all panicking because they're thinking that there's people in the church that are dead. And one by one, each member of the choir shows up thinking that everyone's dead. I get kind of chills just coming here because it was just a very odd story. So eventually, everyone is accounted for. Nobody died in this blast. Nobody died. Everybody was late. Everybody had a reason. And most of these people would never be late. Except for on that day, on that evening, right here in front of you, 12 people should have been killed instantly. And because of divine intervention, whatever you want to call it, 12 different lives were spared on that day at the Westside Baptist Church. So come to find out, the reason why the church exploded was because the Reverend Walter Clampo, when he came here early that morning to light the furnace, I guess there was some unknown reason, who knows? Maybe there was a backed up pipe, I don't know. But eventually this church was rebuilt and just ultimately dumb luck me even coming out here. And when I found this story that I remember as a kid on Unsolved Mysteries, I was already about 30 miles outside of town, and I said, "Arr!" I said, nope, smash on brakes, I'm turning around and coming back. I got to do this story. And I was glad that I came back. Absolutely amazing. This is the final resting place of Joyce Larimore. She is the lady that was interviewed on the episode of Unsolved Mysteries, and quite an amazing story. Rest in peace to the Larimores, Joyce and Vern. Before I end the video, I just want to say a couple things really quickly. I am absolutely honored that you guys have liked my videos and been watching me as I progress through this journey in life, vlogging different cemeteries, events, so forth and so on. as a child, me watching Unsolved Mysteries had a pretty big impact on my life because, you know, other than keeping me entertained, it always kept me wondering about the unknown, stories such as this. And as a kid watching TV, I would always wonder when Robert Stack would tell us these stories, I would always wonder, what's it like to live there and how are the people like over there? And I am a very lucky person that I am able to just jump in my old minivan, turn the key, and just drive to the location. And I couldn't ask for a better job. This isn't a job. Any YouTuber that tells you that this is hard work, they're lying to you. This is not hard work. It's not hard when you love what you do. Anybody else who claims that it takes time and they're full of it and they're nonsense, don't believe them. This is very, very enjoyable. Somebody asked me when I was talking to them on the phone not too long ago, they're like, what do you do for fun? I'm doing it now. This is fun. This is my fun. This is what I love to do. I love to travel. I love sleeping in vans. I love meeting new people, and I love going to locations of where crimes and other unknown events occurred. I do intend on doing more videos such as this. So if anybody has any ideas for any future video suggestions where, you know, something on the paranormal side of things occurred, LamontAtLargeStories@gmail.com, LamontAtLargeStories@gmail.com. And I'm not going to be bringing any gadgets or anything like that up. That's not my cup of tea. I'm not going to be doing that as of yet anyways. I'm not interested in it. But I am interested in visiting a location of note of where, you know, an urban legend occurred or something like that. So maybe I'll get more into those as time progresses, but still maintain what I do currently right now. Okay, guys, I just seen something really cool online, an abandoned tomb. I'm gonna go drive about 35 miles. I'm gonna go check that out. And then I'll try to make it to Grand Island before it gets dark. Live, but not live, still alive by the grace of God. I am Lamont at Large, and I will see you on the next video. Well, at least I hope to. Anyways, have a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're at in this world. God bless. Peace out.